तेजो नवायो चिदारूपः शिवो शिवोऽहम्
Please keep your eyes closed. Yes, good. So friends, I hope you have been contemplating on the ideas that we have been seeing for last 3 classes. That is why deliberately I did not continue the classes, because it's very important you see that for yourself, just like this moment. For last 5 to 7 minutes, you have been listening to this beautiful chanting. Atma Shatakam of Shankara and our Vishwaji sings it so well. Soft, deep, very soothing. Ask yourself a question. Where do you find your satisfaction, your relaxation? Name it your meditation, whatever you like. Your relief. Where do you find it? Is it in the song? Is it in the tune? Is it in the words? Is it in your listening? Is it in your thoughts? Or is it in your being who you are? If unconsciously you conclude that you are absolutely at peace, very, very relaxed, peaceful within yourself, because of this song, the song comes to an end. Because of the words, it may not be there. Because of the music, it will come to an end. Because of your listening, maybe one day you will deaf. If it is because of your thoughts, thoughts can continuously change. Your wrong conclusion that your peace, your quietude, your meditation, your relaxation, your blessing, bliss comes from somewhere you can maintain. Whereas, if you recognize, while listening to the music, listening to the instrument, these words, these ideas, I am always with myself, you are free for once for all. Like the last class I told you, remember that last statement, Sarvam Paravasam Dukkham. The moment you are dependent upon something or somebody for your security, for your strength, for your comfort, for your satisfaction, you shall be miserable because that something or somebody will not be there for all times to come. And that something, that somebody does not mean another person, another thing. It can belong to your own body. Your own physical body also will not be the same at all times. Is born as a child, young, adult, old, jara, mrityu, goes away. If you completely dependent on your own perceptions, that also is impaired. Your sound goes away, you can't hear, you can't touch, you can't taste, you can't smell. Sense organs can go completely crazy, you can be destroyed. If it is on your thoughts, that also will be continuously changing. So when you say parabhasa, ask yourself, are you dependent on something or somebody? Don't say my body, even that is not your own. I am dependent on my thought, my job, my money. No, that doesn't work out at all, friends. That is where the person gets confused and continue to be miserable in life. But please understand again, just because you are with your physical body, you are with your sense organs, with your mind, with your thoughts, or you are in the world, that does not mean you are in trouble. Very interesting line somebody wrote me. Just share a thought. If you fall in the water, you are not going to die. If you don't know swimming, you will die. Take that statement. Very simple, very profound. If you fall in the water, falling in the water, nobody dies. If you don't know swimming, you shall die. Falling into this universe, this huge ocean of samsara, falling into your own physical body, to your senses, to this universe, to these sensations, to your thoughts, to all your experiences, nobody is going to die. If you don't know how to swim, you shall die. Are you getting that point, please? It's amazing. Because always you go on blaming the world. Samsara dukkham. Let the samsara be dukkham. You don't be a dukhi. Are you getting that point, please? The water cannot hold you. The moment something falls in the water, it will drown, unless you are in a Dead Sea in Israel. But that will also not keep you floating all the time. Don't be so hopeful. How long can you float? And that salt water is not rose water. It will eat into your skin. You will be dead. Have a little cut, you will have the worst pain of your life. Because it's full of salt. Anyway, friends, that's not the point. The point is that you fall into something is not a problem. That you don't know how to swim out of it. That becomes the problem. Or it has been given to us that, oh, the samsara is so deep, I can't be grounded, I can't touch the ground, therefore I am sinking all the time. No, if you know the swimming, you shall enjoy the sport called swimming. Or if you know how to be grounded, if you touch the base, again you are free. So what is that something, please, what is that something in which I can be with myself? What is that something which can really sustain me? What does it mean to swim? Something should be very, very clearly understood. That there is a creation, that it is fragile, that it is moving, that it is changing, that is mortal, is not a problem. Please, stop blaming the whole universe. How can you? Nobody must blame the creation. You should not blame anybody. Look at yourself. If you don't know swimming, is it a mistake of the water? If you don't know swimming, is it a mistake of the parents? Suppose they gave you this opportunity, come on, learn swimming, but you are a Vainanguli. You are a total coward. I don't want to get into water. Then what you shall say? Oh, the water is dangerous. Water is dangerous or you are stupid? Think of it. You have gone into the forest. Maybe a wild dog is chasing you. There are so many trees. Why can't you be protecting yourself? You don't know how to climb the tree. There are trees, but you must know climbing. Sometimes climbing will save you. Sometimes swimming will save you. You are hungry. Food is there, but you don't know what to eat or how to eat. So whose mistake is this? Understand, friends. There is mortality in this creation. Physical body shall change, shall die. Human relationship shall be fragile. Your riches, everything, pratyayanti gatah punarna divasa kalo jagat bhakshaka. The time is so fragile. The time devours the creation continuously. The days that have gone shall never return again. Ayur nasyati pasyadam pratidinam yadikshayam yauvanam. Aaj when you are looking at this creation, the youth is passing out. Looking at it. Pasyadam ayur nasyati. The longevity ebbs out. You are becoming old. Pratidinam yadikshayam yauvanam. Every day the youth passes. Lakshmi toya taranga bhanga chapala vidyuchalam jeevitam. Lakshmi, the prosperity that you are holding on to. Lakshmi toya taranga bhanga, as brittle, uncertain as the rising and falling of a wave. And very nicely Vanavatta writes in Kadambari, talking to the prince, as to how the wealth is so fragile. And he said, do not rely on Lakshmi. Lakshmi, the goddess of Lakshmi, because she is the one who lives in the jungle. Padma, he is everything Padma, lotus, Padma Patara Yadrakshi. He has got the lotus eyes, lotus on the sitting on the lotus forest he lives. So because Lakshmi, the goddess of prosperity, lives in the forest of lotus, walking in the lotus forest, The lotus, if you have ever seen a lotus stem, there are little thorns are there. So Lakshmi is bruised. Lakshmi's feet is bruised. Because Lakshmi is bruised, that is why she can't keep her foot in one place for a long time. That is why Lakshmi is Chanchala. No prosperity shall stay forever in one place. Impossible. Today you are young, you shall not remain young forever. Today there is prosperity, the prosperity shall not be there forever. Your great-grandfather must have been very poor. Then your grandfather must be very rich. Then the son must be crazy. Somebody, because those fellows did not have anything, they struggled to get it. The fellow got everything without struggle, he destroys it. Very simple. It goes on changing. Lakshmi toya taranga bhanga chavla vidyut chalam jeevitam. Therefore, O Lord, please protect me. Where shall we find His protection? Think, friends. Where shall you find protection? Even a bird knows. If you look at these birds, you shall see they will be flying out. They will be flying around. And suppose it so happens, the other day it had happened, you must have seen it all, the birds will fly and they sit down on the last bit of the branch, highest point. When they sit down there, suppose the branch is the twig is dry, it will break. Once it breaks, it will fall down. It will fall with it? No, it will struggle to fly up and sit down on another branch which is very strong. What are we doing? We are sitting on every fragile branch and we do not want to find out what is that something which is unbreakable. Think. Take that word today, friends. What is that something which is unbreakable? You are floating out in the forest, you are floating out into the river, and as you are floating down, you saw one branch is coming down. What will you do? Desperately you shall hold on to that branch. The moment you hold on the branch, suppose the branch is very fragile, it breaks. What will happen? The moment it breaks, do you hold on to it? You run away to get another branch which is not breakable, so that you can hold on to it. What are we doing in life? We are jumping from, running from, changing from, moving from breakable to breakable, breakable to breakable, fragile to fragile, fragile to fragile. You never go from mortal to immortality. That is why he says, no, Mrityorma Amrutam Gamaya. O Lord, please take me from the death to deathlessness. Take me from the ignorance to absolute knowledge. Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya. Let me take me from the fragile ignorance to the Jyoti, the light of lights, which is unbreakable. So what is that something? We must hold on to something unbreakable. But if you are holding on to the breakable something, what will happen? It will be continuously breaking. So ask yourself, what is that something which is unbreakable in all of us? You are looking for unbreakable outside. That is where you look for bank balance. You are looking for unbreakable outside, looking for a relationship which will be cemented. You are looking for a house which is unbreakable. You are looking for a company, you are looking for a factory, which is an investment which is unbreakable. No. You are looking for something. I want to eat some food which is never bring me. It will not work, because the physical body, when inherently it is fragile, breakable, how are you going to protect the body? Can you ever protect something which by nature unprotected? By nature is unprotected. Physical body by nature is unprotected. Wealth by nature is unprotected. Rakshane dukkham, arjane dukkham, rakshane dukkham, nashe dukkham. The so-called wealth and prosperity, arjane dukkham. To earn it, difficulty. To save it, difficulty. Nase, arjane, it is a tremendous pain, anxiety to earn it. To protect it, it is still more painful. And nasa, when it is gone, you are destroyed. Cyber crime. In 1 second, your millions are withdrawn. You don't know who, where, how. Everything taken away. Cyber crime, you are so afraid. Because invisible force took away your money, right? Why don't you think this physical body, which is bank balance growing, because from the 5 kilos or 5 ounce, not ounce, not a rat, You are like a 5-pound baby to become 500-pound man. Suddenly in 1 second, cybercrime, boom, gone. What happened? Massive heart attack, kidney failure, brain tumor, finished. What happens? Immediately the whole thing gone. And what a going it is. If you lose your bank balance, at least your wealth is there. I mean, your land is there. You lost your land, your house is there. You lost your house, your job is there. You lost your job, maybe your brother is there to help you. You have lost your brother, maybe your father is... Somebody is there. But when your body is gone... Are you getting that point? When your own physical body disappears, what is there something will protect you now? Physical body will go. Listen carefully. So holding on to physical body, if you want to be remain protected forever, happy forever, you shall not be. Shankara so nicely writes down in the Vivek Chudamani. A person who is holding on to the physical body tries to cross this ocean of samsara. It is like graham darudhya dhurtva nadim tartum saichati. Saichati. This person dreams of crossing this river, as when you dream of crossing this river by holding on to a crocodile, thinking it is a log of wood. What will happen to you? You think this massive crocodile, river Nile crocodile, 17 feet, 26 feet, like this, kuti. So the massive crocodile, when it is floating there, and you thought it is a huge log of wood, and then you sit down there, of course it will float. After 5 minutes, it will just go down slowly. When it goes down slowly, you are the breakfast, lunch, dinner, depending on the time of the day. Right? What happens? How can you cross the river of samsara holding on to a crocodile, thinking it's a log of wood? Thinking this physical body so fragile as the log of wood, it will protect me. What are you doing? So if you are doing so, that you are fallen in with the body, that you are fallen into the river of samsara or ocean of samsara, is it a problem? Or you don't know swimming? That you are fallen into the physical body which you consider as a boat, that is your problem or body's problem? You have been given a body for some time. What is wrong with that? Don't say, no, neglect your body. By neglect your body, body shall not die. Suppose you by complete in the path of renunciation, you neglect your body, okay? When you neglect your body, will it make you immortal? Austerity, that much meaning. That you want to experiment on austerity, that's a different thing, friends. Just don't destroy yourself. Because people have a funny sense of spirituality. That is where we become so stupid. The other day somebody had written me a very nice, interesting that, so do you want to be a duck which goes quack, 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 or you want to be an eagle which is soaring? Then a positive thinking, of course I want to be an eagle which will soar. Why? Because every day I was thinking I am a duck, I am grounded, I cannot do anything, so I was lying down, frustrated, fragile. Then somebody came and told me, put me into the fire of positive thinking and tell me, be an eagle. Early morning, get up and fly. Right, sir, fine. Beautiful. Very nice example. Very nice example. But think of friends, who said that life is always flying only? Suppose you fall into the water, can the eagle survive? That time don't you think you should be a duck? The duck cannot fly, but the duck can swim. So be a duck when you are in water, be an eagle when you are flying in space. Which one is better? Both are fine, because anything can be destroyed from any direction. Please understand. So instead of trying to become a duck or trying to be an eagle, better be the space. All pervasive space in which the ducks also fly, the swans also fly, the animals roam, people think, everything is existing. Itself remains ever the same. This tiny little fragile space of the waking universe? No. There is something in you which is unbreakable. There is something in you, in each one of us, which is unbreakable. Please see that. There is something in each one of us which is unbreakable. Really? Yes, that is where comes the beauty of the scriptures, the Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, all these fantastic things. Suppose there is I know a book, hey, I am not here to praise for, look for this book or that book. It doesn't matter. Don't worry about what book or who speaks it. You find the unbreakable in yourself. Don't say this book, you mean to say any book created that unbreakable in you? Do you mean to say that a scripture, a teacher created the unbreakable in you? If there is no unbreakable absolute reality inside you, nobody can point it out to you. I am who I am not because the book says so. I am not who I am not because my teacher says so, or my scripture says so, or the tradition says so. No. That is the beauty of this tradition, which withdraws itself. Vedo nirvedo bhavati. The Guru drops out. Na Guru naiva shishya hachidananda rupa shivoham shivoham. The whole credit, friends, goes to you and you alone. For you to be who you are, the whole credit goes to you. The teacher never takes the credit because when he understood the truth, he never took the credit for him to be himself who he is. He knew, grateful to the teacher that who pointed out that unbreakable existence in him. Nobody can give it to you. No scripture can give it to you. No Guru can give you. No God can give it to you. Neither the God can take it away. Abhyayam vinasam abhayasyasya nakaschit kartum arhati. Nobody, no force in the universe can destroy the indestructible in you. Neither somebody can gift it to you. I am going to give you the bliss, the happiness. Don't do that. Cheating people. Cheating yourself, cheating everybody. How can you give something? Understand, what can you give, friends? You can give something. You must have the strongest, best, beautiful mind and the thinking. Nobody can give you infinity. Why? Infinity never allows anything to stand apart from itself. What do you say? What do you mean by the word infinity? Available at all times, all places, in all conditions. That is why asima, no shima. No sima, no border, no limits. Available at all times. There is no time when it is not. Available at all places. There is no space where it is not. There is no object which is not the content of, whose content it is not. Meaning, it is in and through everything, all times, all places, in all conditions. Naturally, therefore, what is that something which is in me, which has no limits? Your physical body has got 5 elements: space, air, fire, water, earth. Understand that point very nicely. So this is, space is there, fire is there, water is there, earth is there. By chance one element wants to get out of this body, you are dead. Air gone, finish. The air becomes breath, the breath becomes air. When the air going in and out, it is your breath. When the breath becomes air, you are dead. Space goes, air goes to air, out you are. Finished. Water goes away, dehydration, dead. Fire goes away, heat goes away, dead. Only thing this cannot get rid of is space. Are you getting that point, please? It will die. Physical body, you can never ever maintain it all the time. You can only maintain it for good health. But in spite of your best of the health, the body will die. As they say, even the incarnation shall pass out when they are embodied in this embodied universe. Same thing as the perception, sensation. Completely it will change. There is no sensation which shall last forever, no perception which shall last forever, nor there is a thought which shall ever last forever. Your traditions, your faith, your belief, your disbelief, everything is fragile. It shall go away. But that by which you are aware of everything, that something remains ever the same. Nainam chindanti sastrani, nainam bhati pavaka. Nachainam kledanti ahapa, na soshayati maruta. Achedyoyam, adayoyam, akledya, asosyevacha, nitya, sarvagata, sthanuhu, achaloyam, sanatana. That is something which is there in each one of us. Nainam chindanti sastrani is that weapons do not cleave it. No weapon can ever destroy it. Who can destroy the consciousness, the self, the awareness? Physical body can be destroyed. You don't have to destroy by weapon. Time, just allow it to live, it will die away. A fragile thing, continuous. Pratikshana anyatha bhava, drushta nashta svabhava. Every moment it is changing. And that it is every moment changing is a blessing. Imagine you remain 4 feet 1, you remain 4-day-old for the rest of your life. Anybody wants to be? That is continuously changing, growing is so beautiful. In fact, you should, from this changing, growing body, you take so much out of it, then after some time, thank you God. So much of happiness out of it, so much of thrillness out of it. Physical body, sensations, thoughts, same thing your mind, make use of it. And there the best use of it is to see yourself as you are. When you see yourself as you are, which cannot be touched by cannot be cut by the weapons, drowned by the water, burnt by the fire, blown by the breeze, limited by the space. No space can limit it. You are in and through everything, consciousness, self. Nitya, eternally existing, sarvagata, all-pervasive, tasmat sthanu, steady, achala, immobile, and eternally fresh. Unbreakable. In every one of us there is something which is unbreakable. Instead of introducing me to this unbreakable, what they are doing? Transferring me, changing me, converting me, sort of introducing me to today hold your nose, tomorrow hold your tail, tomorrow hold your nose, ear, tomorrow stand on the leg, stand on the head. And nobody says not to do, friends. Please, you do whatever you want to do. Whatever you want to do, but understand, being is not a doing. Being happiness is not a doing happiness. Can you do some happiness? Can you? Huh? You can do some swimming. Can you do some happiness? Come on, do some happiness. How can you do some happiness? Do some self. Be the self. Being means what? Being is a being. Being engineer means your being is transferred to engineering knowledge. Being, are you getting that? Being mortal means what? Your being, the immortality, is as though transferred to the mortality physical body. You are being, are you getting it? When you say being mortal, you are going into a condition, but that being doesn't change. Being, your being who you are, consciousness is ever the same. Being an engineer means losing sight of yourself, the consciousness, and identifying the series of thoughts. Being a perceiver means what? As though losing sight of yourself and perceiving yourself by the ears and eyes. What is wisdom? Returning to the being. Even while seeing, hearing, tasting, touching, smelling, doing everything, pasyan, shunvan, spushan, jigran, asnan, gachan, swapan, swasan, pralapan, visrujan, unmishan, nimishan, seeing, hearing, touching, tasting, you add another million list, I have no time. In everything, there is only nakinchit karomiti. Being is one. Your sense of being, the consciousness. That is something always everywhere. And why do you want to be better than somebody? Why is it not good enough for you to say, who I am is who he is, everybody is one and the same? No, we have been programmed to be better than others, richer than others, happier than the others, more powerful than others. You are miserable not because you are miserable, but with other people are happier. You are very happy not because you are happy, but other people are more miserable, right? What a silly, sick thinking. My God is better than your God is better than my God, my faith is better than your faith, my meditation practices are better than your meditation practices. What are you doing? Think, friends, and in this doing only the problem begins. But at the same time, doing is not a problem. Please understand, friend, never blame nobody or nothing in this universe. That you have fallen into water doesn't kill you. You don't know swimming will kill you. Or do not stand there touching the base. And here, in the ocean of samsara, where shall you touch the base? Anywhere, everywhere, in and through everything. You don't have to be struggling to swim and standing. When you are struggling also, you are in immortality. Standing also is immortality. That base is a very peculiar base. In and through everything, all times, the same point The same point where you are seeing our ashram, same point the massive universe is existing. The same point where you see the mortality, ephemeral, changing time, in the same point there is timeless existence. The same point where you are seeing a fragile thought, in the same point, immortal, sanatana consciousness all over. And that is something belongs to everybody. Nobody is an object of your sympathy. Don't try to be, I'm very sympathetic. Why are you so sympathetic? For what? Because that gives you a sense of superiority. Isn't it true, sir? Pava, pava. Why is pava? Because that gives you a sense of superiority, right? Will you like to be told you are a pava? The person who is telling and showing his kindness, the way pava, suppose somebody tells you, you are real pava, how can you talk like that? Don't invoke in me that sense of helplessness. Then why are you invoking the sense of helplessness in everybody and trying to be superior than others, superior to others? How? Think. And this is something which is there in everything in this universe. Just like you have got a, like a cross-section, understand the cross-section. When you cut this hand is, suppose you cut it here, there is a cross-section comes. Like, you have got the, redwood tree in California, 5,000-year-old, 6,000-year-old, biggest old tree. Say, what happened? They have cut it off, one broken one. They have put it in that redwood tree forest. They have written very nicely, 5,000 BC, that is the aging of the carbon dating system, they find out. 5,000 BC, then 2,000 BC, then 100 BC. So this is when Christ was born. Then AD, like that, 400, 500, like that. That every ring has got that. It's a cross-section. This core is 5,000 BC. These, all the peripheral things are yesterday, last year, or the year before, or last century. The core is infinity. For a tree, the core is 5,000 years, you can see. In a hand, if you cut the hand, the core is the bone marrow. Because the bone is cut, the bone marrow, then bone, then what is that? Flesh, then there is fat, then the dermis, epidermis, dermis, hair, all these things will be in a cross-section. This is the material cross-section of a physical body. Material cross-section of a whole physical body also you can have, like a tree, you can have cross-section. Suppose the personality cross-section you make. If you make a cross-section of a personality, think friends, please think. Cross-section of a personality. What is the core? Your sense of being is the core, is a timeless, immortal core. Happiness absolute. Every thought is all wonderful. Let them be there. Thoughts be there, fragile there, let them be there. Without the water, how are you going to swim in this world, friends? Without this continuously changing universe, how are you going to swim through your physical body? What pleasure will you get it? How will you get it? To look at this universe as something, a place of suffering, dukkham, samsara, dukkham. Oh God, Sanskrit is an amazing language. Samsara means what? Samsaratiti samsara. It too depends on the people who are looking at it, depending on their vision. Like I told you the specs, some people use the glasses like this thick. They can't see anything. Some people this thick. Everybody is given the glass. The more confused you are, thickest glass you have been given. You can never see anything as it is. Just think of it. The whole creation, if it is not there, how are you going to enjoy this universe? The physical body is not there. How are you going to look at anything? Don't consider the creation as a suffering, samsara dukkham. No, beautiful language. Samsara means samsaratiti samsara. Sru, shar, to move. that which is continuously moving, changing, dying, do name it, transforming, tell it anything like fragile, evanescent, ephemeral. You can word million words. You know, all the kshanabhangura, in Sanskrit, Odia, Hindi, any language you would, sir, that this whole thing shall be you are talking about the language of, fragile universe. But the same samsara, Sanskrit means samsare, samyaksare, parinati tarale, dvegati panditanam. It comes another person writes with samsare, samyakshara. Samsara, samsaratiti samsara, samsare, samyakshare, where the most essential thing, the most beautiful thing is existing. I don't want to complete that verse because some naughty words are there. And you are not supposed to listen to naughty things, right? What to do? How do you get out of mortality? Listen carefully, friends. How do you talk of the pain without talking of pleasure? How do you talk of poverty without talking of prosperity? There are two sides of a coin. How can you talk about the comfort without talking about discomfort? Oh, this place today, Swamiji, the class is very nice. Why? Room is air conditioned. That will be somebody's thing. Suppose the person doesn't understand where you are talking. What shall he say? Did you enjoy the talk? Very nice. Why? 1 hour I was away from the heat of the outside world. Fantastic. So, his mental heat is continuously continuing. Then some other person says, wow, beautiful class. Forget this air conditioning or not. Mind, my God's beautiful talk. Now I could find the truth inside myself. Everything. In the relative world, friends, you cannot talk about poverty without talking of prosperity. You cannot talk about pleasure without talking about the pain. You cannot talk about that. Is why Shad Urmi, Ksudha Trusha, Soka Moha, Jara Mrityu. These are the 6 Urmis are there. Ksudha Trusha, hunger and thirst. Can you talk about hunger and thirst without talking about hungerlessness and thirstlessness? Soka Moha, grief and delusion. How do you talk about the grief and delusion if the opposite is not there? There is no grief, no delusion. How do you talk about Jara Mrityu? How do you talk about the old age and death if there is no deathlessness? What is happening is we talk only about the dukkham. Why? Because trying to frighten the people and motivate them to go for the next one. Then the next one is what? You shouldn't be living forever. Can you somebody living forever? It's not an opposite condition. Who you are is not opposed to something. Please, infinity is not opposed to finite. Infinity includes the finite. Bliss, absolute bliss, happiness is not opposed to unhappiness. It includes unhappiness, not unhappiness. It includes comfort, includes discomfort. That is why, understand, happiness, remember that I told you one of those texts, happiness is something which is not a condition. No conditions apply. Remember it for life. For you to be you, no conditions apply. But for you to be alive, body should be there. For you to be seeing, your eyes must be there. For you to be conscious, eyes are not needed. For you to hear, touch, taste, smell, sense organs must be there. Have you seen a person being buried because he could not hear? Do you bury him? He couldn't see. Do you bury him? He couldn't smell. Will you bury him? He could not touch. Will you bury him? No. You are not going to. Suppose all the 5 sense organs were defunct. Will you kill him? Will you bury him? No, because he is conscious. You may say he is like dead, he is like a vegetable. Yeah, he is like a vegetable, but you want to still bury him. Why? Because he is still conscious. Yes, when the physical body completely becomes defunct, okay, bury that body because it is useless, it has no meaning anymore. But he is not gone just because the body gets suspended, the body remains out. Because of that type of funny feelings, understand, we destroy ourselves. Understand, one beautiful point I tell friends. Average person's happiness is what? Tell you all these things many times before, but please see it. When you say somebody is happy, what does it mean? You are listening to this music. When you are listening to this music, what happens? You are listening to some music, you are seeing a beautiful sight of a sunrise or a sunset, or thousands of birds are floating together, sometimes they are flying together, you see some beautiful thing. What happened there? Oh, you know it. Why do you feel so relaxed? Thoughts are suspended. We have heard it. Thoughts are suspended. Your house, your home, your brother, your wife, your husband, your child, your friends, your job, your money, all these things, thoughts that are going to worrying you, the thoughts are suspended. You feel happy. No, friends, that's the biggest mistake you commit, that the thoughts are suspended. Because you think thoughts are suspended, when the thoughts return, you are miserable. There you are very comfortable, not because thoughts are suspended, the thinker is suspended. Because thoughts do not feel happy when the thoughts are suspended. When the thoughts are suspended, the thinker feels happy. Because the thinker is suspended. You are suspended. That is, when you return, the problem returns. Perceptions return doesn't mean anything. If you return, because you are the one who is destroying yourself. That it is hot is not a problem. I am feeling hot. That there is a death is not a problem. I am dying. That there is youth is not a pride. I am young. That there is riches is not a problem. I am rich. That there is poverty is not a problem. I am poor. That I am fat or ugly. That there is fatness, ugliness, beauty, all these things not by problem by themselves. I am beautiful, arrogant. I am fat, stupid. I am thin. What are you doing? This I. That is why, understand, when the whole scripture, these Upanishads, Vedas, call it Yoga Sutras, these and everything, all these things in our tradition, it helps you to understand yourself. And very clearly says where the fault lies. Listen carefully. Fault doesn't lie, please friends, the fault doesn't lie in thing being faulty. Limitation doesn't lie in thing being limited. Listen carefully. Limitation doesn't lie in the body being limited. Body being mortal. The suffering lies in I am mortal. I am. The limitations of the body does not kill the body. Body has no sense of death. The limitations of anything do not limit those things. I feel limited. I drag the limitation of other things to itself. That is why ahankar, aham karomi iti buddhi. I do. I am is not a problem. If you know who I am, is not a problem. I do. Aham karomi, that is ahankara. Aham karomi. Aham by itself cannot be a problem. I. The meaning of the word I is not a problem. But only the I takes a role. Aham karomi, I do. That is where problem comes. That is why when they are teaching, when what the Shastra does it, so beautiful, it tells you where are the possibilities of the suffering. And the possibility of suffering is where? Only in you. Body is young is not pride. I am young is pride. Body is dying is not a problem. I am dying is a problem. That there is old age is not a problem. I am old is the problem. And again and again, that is why in the Yoga Sutras also you can see that 5 things. Asmita, first is avidya. Avidya, ignorance. Asmita, I-ness, asmi, that individuality. Raga-dvesha and abhinivesha. Raga-dvesha, like and definite like and dislike. Abhinivesha, this obsession, brings in problem. How? Please see that. By themselves they are not a problem. Like by itself water is not a problem. You drown not because, please understand, you are dying, that you fall into the water doesn't kill you. Not knowing how to swim kills you. Take that statement. Falling into water doesn't kill you. Not knowing how to swim kills you. Falling into this asmita, avidya, asmita, ragadvesha, abhinivesha. Falling into these possibilities where there is ignorance, where there is limitation of the individuality, I, the individuality, where there is therefore like and dislike, ragadvesha, and therefore there is obsession, by itself is not a problem. If you know how to swim, the same water which becomes your burial becomes a water sport. Are you getting that point, please? That is why you do not. What our life and what we have whole life, what we have been doing is try to change everything. What are you doing, friends? Nach na jane angan theda. You don't know how to dance and you blame the stage is not all right. You don't know how to dance. You don't know how to write. The ink is not good. The pen is not nice. Oh, that's true, you know. You don't know how to walk. The roads are not good. Same thing in life. You don't know how to live. Body is like this, thought is like that, mind is like that, sensation is like that, perception is like that, thought is like that, father is like that, mother is like that, brother is like that, sister is like that. Hey? So everybody is a rascal. Oh wow, you are the only Mr. and Miss Saint. Huh? Innocent, absolutely flawless. This serious damage has been done. You understand? Serious damage. You look at everything in the universe as useless. Oh God, as long as you are trying to point it out, don't worry, you shall be in glorious pain. Nobody can save you because you have condemned yourself. Oh, I am not condemned. People gave me an idea. Why are you holding on to it? Holding on to is your idea or other people's idea? Yesterday I was talking to somebody. He said, Swamiji, what you are talking is super. Super. But somehow I can't hold on to that. Very sweet fellow. Night 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock. No, yesterday I went to sleep very early because somebody sent me a very nice thing that how sleep deprivation kills more people today. That's true. Because you have been sleeping 11 to 3 or 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock, 1 hour, you know. Because restless, agitated, cannot sleep and all that type of stuff. Anyway, for me it was not like that. I was sleeping at 10:30, 11 because so many things to be done. I was talking unnecessarily or something like that. Anyway, that doesn't matter. I said, okay, today I'll sleep well. So yesterday morning, last night I slept off before 10 o'clock. And slept up to 5:30, 7.5 hours, oh beautiful. 5 hours also was good enough, 7.5 hours good enough, maybe it's a luxury. Because anyway, it doesn't matter, each one you must decide for yourself. But the person says you should not be, I wanted to go to sleep early, but the telephone call came and the person said, Swamiji, very, very difficult what you are telling me. I know it's right, but difficult to hold on. I said, right. I have been seeing you depressed sometimes. He said, yeah, of course, my second name is depression. This fellow is permanently depressed because he has a list of complaint, and in that complaint, everybody is a rascal. Father is a rascal, mother is a rascal, friend is a rascal, wife of course is a rascal, husband of course is a rogue, children are all rowdies, and government, forget, all the adjectives are finished. Religion is disaster. Everybody, even God, I don't give a damn, he doesn't matter, he doesn't exist. Everybody. Because he is in trouble because the whole universe is persecuting him. How fantastic. Huh? I told him one word. Sir, why do you say your friend is in a trouble? Swamiji, he has got always a negative comment about me. Many people do that. Many people, millions, everybody there. Everybody is giving a negative comment about me. That I'm a bad boy, I'm a bad girl, or I'm a lethargic, I'm somebody, lazy, like that. So what do you enjoy? Everybody tells me, suppose somebody tells me, I'm so active, I'm so fantastic, I'm so smart. I said, don't you think that is another type of delusion? Because the fellow tells you, sir, there is nobody more charitable than you, successfully takes away 10,000 rupees from you because he flattered your ego. Another person says, you are so dumb, so useless, unemployed, unemployable, useless. Give me 1 rupee. Will it give 1 rupee? No, you will not give you 1 rupee. Don't you think it's helping you to save your money? The person who hates you helps you to save your money. The person who massages you takes away your money. So who is better? One who saves your money or takes away your money? Think, friends. You are an idiot. He enjoyed that joke. I said, look now, tell me, sir. Please think, friends. Somebody told you, you are so lazy, so lethargic, you never can work for yourself. What do? Whole day and night you have been thinking now. Why did he tell me I am lazy? I am lethargic, I am useless. I am like this. I am always fighting with people. I am looking down upon this. How much you repeat for yourself? How much? One solitary stupid statement you repeat for the whole life. You have been with me for last so many years. Every day and uncompromisingly, even if you don't like, I tell you are the Brahman, you are the Absolute, you are the happiness, you are immortal, you are Nitya Sarvagata Sthanu Acharoyam Sanatana. Whatever you say, this is what you are. How come I am telling you day in and day out, but you never remember it? One idiot comes and tells you that you are lazy, lethargic, partial, superiority complex, you have too many inferiority complex. That one word remains like in a platinum letters inside you. How? How come? What does it mean? What does it mean? It means you want to suffer. You don't want to enjoy life. You want to suffer. He gives you a limited version of yourself and you are so happy, I am giving you limitless version of for limitless time. Oh God, untiringly, uncompromisingly, again and again and again with a solid logic also. When somebody tells you you are a lazy bum or bone or whatever nonsense you talk about, you say you are lazy and you feel offended about it. But how come? And there is no logic behind it. There is absolutely no logic. Illogical, mad, insane, mindless statement thrown at you. You hold it like a baby and manage it for whole life that you are an idiot. And somebody is caring, telling you, say you are the absolute infinity, everything. And what is that? Right here in yourself. What is in myself, here in myself? Simple thing. When you say the word I, who speaks? Spoken through your mouth. Can you speak something which is not thought over? No. So thought, whose it is? Yours or somebody's? Mind thoughts. How do you see your thought? I'm conscious. Somebody gave you thought. Did somebody give you consciousness? That's simple. What all people are giving, you are grabbing, embracing, huh? And who you are, you are not looking at yourself. This is known as avidya, ignorance. Where the teacher does it, and because of the avidya, because of the ignorance about yourself, comes asmita, I-ness. Since I don't know that I am the consciousness, what all I am conscious of, I identify myself with that. Comes your asmita. I am young, I am old, I am a body, I am adult, I see, I hear. All these are asmita. Asmi, aham asmi. Therefore asmita, the I-ness. Body cannot say I am. Thought cannot say I am. Sense organ can say I am. None of these things. So where it begins? Yes, thought. I thought. Born out of sense of ignorance. Because if you know who you are, you don't need a name called aham, you don't need a name called I, you don't need any name of any kind. You are a nameless, formless existence awareness. Natural. Nobody has given it to you. When the child is born, consciousness comes with it. It comes with it. But the child is yet to start that asmita. I am this body. That is why the child for few months or years remains so beautiful. The world has still not spoiled him, still not reachable. The world has not reached him. Then you start putting the thoughts. When you start putting the thoughts, where from you start functioning? Not from this source, from the self, the core. What is the core of it? Remember that core. If you take a cross-section of a personality, the core is consciousness. We make him forget the core. And then he goes into different types of levels. And there begins the drama, high drama of infinite troubles. Imagine 8 billion people, each one is confused. How lovely it will be. You don't need 8 billion people to suffer. Your own little thoughts, good enough. Ask yourself, when you are alone, if you are so tired of your husband, your wife, your child, your friend, everybody, when you are alone, shut up in your room and see how happy you are. Happy? Lonely that nobody is there to bother you. Think. What is that you are missing? Why are you missing? Why are you missing something? When you are there for yourself, that idea is not given to us. Asmita. And because of that, what happens? Ragadvesha, like dislike. You cannot escape. Since you have eyes, you shall see things. Since you have eyes, you shall see things. You have ear, you have to listen to things. So whichever perception, think, the moment you perceive, there is a possibility of good sensation, which is comfortable sensation, uncomfortable sensation. Don't say do not for God's sake equate a happiness with sensation. Sensation shall be comfortable sensation, uncomfortable sensation. If I like the sensation, that sensation is comfortable, I like it. The moment I say I like it, I repeat it. If I say don't like it, I want to avoid it. In avoiding you create as much problem, in trying to avoid you create as much problem, that much problem you create being attracted and repeating it also. Or more problem either here or there. Because of that comes your abhinivesha. Abhinivesha means obsession. So, I like only the curd rice, only Chinese food, only bread and butter, only this food or only this music. This obsession can go into any level. It can go to the sounds of million kinds, touches of million kinds, taste of million kinds, sight of million kinds. Company of million, my mama, my mommy, my papa, my father, my mother, my brother, my sister, my this and that. Oh God. Then what happens? One day suddenly sometimes your father goes, your mother goes, your grandmother goes, your grandfather goes, your father goes, your son goes, some human relationship dies. What happens? My whole world collapses. Your whole world collapses. Why? Your world is only 2 people. 8 billion people can die away, it means nothing to you. But one person dies, that's very good. This is known as abhinivesha. That means death is not bothering you, death of somebody bothering me. That means death doesn't bother you, death of your body. Are you getting that point? Death of your body bothers you. But that the body should die is a natural thing. You have fallen into water. No swimming. The teaching is to help you to know swimming, not to change the water. The teaching is so beautiful, it helps you to know the swimming. So that you are free. And when you know that swimming, meaning you understand, here you don't have to learn swimming. Just be yourself. Once you are in a being, there is nothing to learn. Just point it out. This is what you are. The moment you are pointed out, you see this clearly, Ishvara, what happens? you discover what a fool I have been. Other day somebody wrote me a letter from other country. Swamiji, how come from India all this wonderful wisdom comes? How come we people are lost completely only in the practices? Don't say India and West and other things, please. Around the world, humanity is like that. More people who like practices, doing than being, than the wisdom. Because first thing, the person who is teaching, the person first knows about himself. Sir, very simple. If you do not know the ways, can you show the way? And whoever knows whatever is comfortable, he tells him that. Everybody talks the language of happiness. Language of happiness how? See something, or hear something, or touch something, or taste something, or deny the seeing, deny the touching, either this or that. Happiness is not either or condition. You can either be happy or unhappy. No, so there is no choice. There is no choice in being conscious. There is no choice in being blissful. There is no choice being free. There is no choice being fulfilled. There is no choice being immortal. It's choiceless. There is a choice between poverty, prosperity, comfort, discomfort, like, dislike. There is a choice. In absolute, there is no choice. Relative thing, there is choice. Find out what is that something in which is relative and what is that something absolute. In each one of us, there is one absolute and the one without a second for all of us. Relative choices, billions and millions and trillions. That is why people are so confused and so fighting all the time. Whatever I like, that is better. No, somebody has the full freedom to like something else. What food you eat, what sounds you like, depends on which country, which culture, where you are living. So many things are there. That is why everybody cannot know every language, but everybody can be silenced. Everybody cannot have every thought or every words, but everybody can be conscious. That is infinity absolute. Once you see that, then the life becomes beautiful. And then why people get confused in this? Because especially when you try to make a living out of this knowledge, you shall be frustrated. Because you can sell practices, you cannot sell wisdom. Advertise in the paper, self-knowledge available. Song, dance sequences are available. Different types of exercises are available. How many people will come where? Practice-oriented advertisements will get response. Knowledge-based advertisement will get zero. Other day, just I said that I shall finish it up, friends. Other day I was just wanted to know what is this atomic energy, really to be very frank. And I went into that one nice site. It's beautiful, very beautiful explanation somebody has given. So beautiful in 10 minutes. Even though, I am not we are not physicists, but the basic sense are there. And made it so beautiful. I say, wow, such beautiful explanation is given here. Then I'm curious, how many people have looked at this site? Believe me, it was some 10,000 plus. 10,000, 11,000. In the whole world, in this World Wide Web, www, World Wide Web, 10,000 people have looked at this beautiful site which talks about the atomic energy and such beautiful language. Put some garbage, 3 million visits, 20 million visits, 50 million visits, some stupid dance or something somewhere. Why? Because people are mind-oriented like that. This knowledge, not many people listen. Nobody. It's not west or east. It depends on your maturity, friends. Are you interested in sensation or in happiness? Are you interested in yourself being who you are or in the roles? Roles are very attractive. You are not. Because you are never talked about. When you see that you are the one who defines the role, instead of you being defined by the role, will you see that? Everybody wants to be defined by the, oh, you're so kind, you're so sweet, you're so beautiful, you're so ugly, you're so nonsense, you're so rich, you're so poor. Oh, no, how people feel, ooh, huh? Suppose somebody says, you are just you, wow. What is this, you are just you, wow. Tell something about me, I'm rich, I'm poor. Like people say, no, you love me? Yes. Why? Sorry, I told you I love you. Please. Why? They need a why. I appreciate you. Why? Appreciate you. I love you for who you are. Because who I am. I appreciate you for who you are. Because who I am. Because that is the most lovable thing in the universe. That's what it is. The moment you discover it, what will you say? What a fool I have been. Trying to appreciate everybody, trying to, try to, in West Indian language, mama guy. Mama guy means try to tell some nonsensical flatter. I'm trying to flatter people and I'm trying to be flattered. Please, when you recognize it, you feel so beautiful, how stupid I have been, never to flatter people, not to be flattered. If somebody wants to be flattered, I can do flattery for his sake. But flattery has no meaning. You don't need to be flattered because everybody is the same one, infinity, absolute. Close your eyes, friends, please. In all these things that we taught, what is quietly illumining it all is the self, the awareness that we are. It shines forever, shall continue forever. If the brightness of youth dazzles you, soon you shall be blinded. If the youth, power, wealth dazzles your eyes, soon you will be blinded. Because those things should not be there. When you see the shine in your being, who you are, dazzles everything in this universe. Ahamatma sarvabhuta sahastita. I am the self in all the beings. There is nothing other than me. It is not only my nature, but everybody is same. You love yourself for who you are, and you love everything that you have. Therefore you love everybody else for who they are, and what all things they have or do not have. What they have or do not have, create no sense of judgment. What they have or do not have doesn't influence you. To look down upon the person or to look up to the person. Who you are, who they are, what everything is. Is a glorious existence. Be at rest with yourself, and therefore with the whole universe. So never ever cry that you have fallen into the ocean of samsara. Now that you know swimming, play your role. The whole universe. Sarvam Jagadeva Nandanavanam is a marvelous garden of absolute pleasure. Bliss, all times, all places, all conditions. Learn to swim. Be yourself and do not ever blame anything in this universe. Its presence is a huge blessing because you are the blessing. Name it God, truth, if you choose. Thank you, friends. Thank you. So with this series of what of this food, it will be continuous, but then with that we'll stop it. And next class we'll announce it within 3-4 days. Maybe this 13-14 is a Tamil New Year. India has a lot of New Years coming in. We'll have some classes. I'll select a text for that, okay? So that we can continue for some time now. Thank you very much.